Here she is. The moment literally I've been waiting for. This is selfish. This is greedy. This is whatever it is. This is just for me. We are in the lovely Poconos. We have a tremendous mountain road, and we have a 600 plus horsepower hot hatch in front of us whose name is the IONIQ 5N. Now, how can you tell this is the 5N compared to a regular IONIQ 5? Well, it's really, really simple. Look at it. You have a whole different front end, N badging all over the place, more aggressive stance, bigger wheels and tires, larger brakes. You have a integrated rear spoiler, which looks just divine. Look at the holes here. This whole system is integrated very, very well. You have a beautiful rear diffuser. This is how you make a sporty edition, folks. This just looks iconic. But what do we got in the rear? How is the trunk space like? Well, this IONIQ 5 has tons of room because, quite frankly, as much as they don't want to admit, this is an SUV. Excuse me, they do want to admit, but it's a hatchback. You have so much space back here. But how do I sit behind myself? Let's see. I gotta yeet my backpack, as I so often do on this channel. Sitting behind myself in the IONIQ 5, I have tons of room. I am 6 feet tall, and I have headroom, I have legroom. I could sit back here all day long, no problem. I even have a hand rest to put my hand. I'm quite comfy back here. No map pockets because we got sporty seats. We do have 2 power outlets, which is nice, and the vents are in the door. So this car is not a bad place to be for passengers, but it's a better place to be for the driver, except for one interesting decision. $60,000 is what you're going to be paying at least for this car, and we got manual seats. Couldn't have given me some power seats there. Hyundai, I find that hard to believe, if I'm being brutally honest. But getting into the car, you are greeted by these gorgeous bucket seats and a start-stop button, which is very, very nice. Now, the IONIQ 5 has a delicious steering wheel. I love the materials used here, and you have tons of functionality. You have a drive mode selector here. You have the N-Grin boost feature there, which gives you more power because why not? You have your cruise control functions on the left, including a tremendously good lane tracing. On your right, you have audio and phone controls, and underneath you have 2 buttons. They're not knobs, even though they look like it, but they're buttons. And this is how you select the different modes. You have Custom 1 and Custom 2, and you can change a wide variety of things from motor to ELSD to steering to traction control to suspension. You can change it all, which is really, really nice. So this person has Custom 2 set to normal motor with the best diff you can buy, and then the Custom 1 is effectively full kill with comfort suspension, which I think for me is probably the best play. Now, this car also has paddle shifters because it can simulate gear shifts should you want, which is pretty awesome, and it works just like you would think. It is a oh yeah, we have a 360 camera, we have a forward-facing camera, really good fidelity, buttons and knobs, and then some haptic buttons for the climate, which is a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. It is what it is. We're 50% state of charge, and we have 101 miles left. Now, a lot of that is because this vehicle has been in the hands of automotive journalists, and with that comes folks that are trying to drive as fast as possible, so that range actually isn't what this car can get. You can get upwards of 260 miles in this car, no problem. And one of the pros with the IONIQ is how quickly it can charge, and because of that, it makes for a really good road trip machine because it charges quite well. Now, I want to show off 2 different things that this car does before we get going. First off, sound. You have 3 piped in noises that you can make, and by the way, we can rev this thing out. It revs to 7,500, which is hilarious. Ignition is my favorite because it emulates internal combustion. Take a listen. Evolution is kind of a middle ground. And supersonic is pure Jetson spaceship. So So we're going to keep it in ignition. We have activated NE shift, which leverages the paddle shifters. This car simulates like it has a a paddle shifted transmission. And I think with that, we are going to get going. Let's get underway, because 600 plus horsepower with a simulated paddle shift transmission, and listen to the noise. This thing sounds like a Kona N, like I'm just putt-putting along. That's hilarious, guys. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God, what a cool thing. I wonder if it'll redline. I know it'll redline, but I wonder how it'll feel. Oh my God, the engine cuts! Listen to this, guys, watch. The engine's cut and the car freaks out as if I'm at redline. But it's an EV, that's all computers, that's incredible. All right, you know what time it is, guys. We are gonna have a fun drive back in the IONIQ 5N, and then we'll quickly touch on some final thoughts. But, you know, it's been a long day. We're gonna have some fun. Let's let her rip. Just take a listen. It pops! Oh my God, guys, it pops and bangs like it's a freaking Veloster N! No, we have traffic in the form of a Hyundai Santa Fe. Hyundai on Hyundai, crime is the worst crime. It's the top crime in America. It's the #1 crime in America. Hyundai on Hyundai crime. You hate to see it. You love to see it. You hate to see it all at the same time. This person is someone that likes to crush fun. They like to take hopes and dreams and throw them in the dirt. This person sees someone with so much passion, so much happiness, so much love, and just throws them to the side. They're selfish. They're rude. It is what it is. God forbid we pull over. God forbid we let someone go who's more capable, more competent. Someone who just wants to have fun. All right, that's enough about the rant. I think I'm just going to let this guy go for a second, and then we'll get going. I just can't get over the simulated shifts, and it's instant, because why wouldn't it be? And the fact that you can redline this engine, and it does such a good job at tuning that in. Like I feel like I'm in first gear. My brain thinks I'm in first, just because of how quickly the engine is picking up, because of the sounds that I'm hearing, the pops, the bangs, it freaking redline. This is just too funny. Hyundai have created something that on paper you think is a joke. On paper, you want to laugh at it. You think it's dumb, it's stupid, piped in noise, simulated shifts, all of that. It sounds like it's ridiculous, but in practice, but when you use it, it's just magic. It is so good. As my bag yeets itself off the back seat, I'm gonna give ourselves even more room just because of how quickly this thing can increase in speed. In fact, we're gonna take it slow. Shout out to that lady in the TX. All right. Oh, I haven't been this excited to drive a car since the Vietnam War. Holy cow. Holy cow. So what is the problem with the IONIQ 5N, aside from just being overall way too fun? What is the issue? What is the problem? Why is it not the best car? Well, it's the price tag. $66,000 is a lot of money, but I gotta be honest with you guys. I've driven cars more expensive than that today, and none of them have been as fun as this car. None of them. Zero. Count it. Zero. Zero have been as fun as this car. I can't even talk. Words are but a construct because of how freaking good this car is. Holy cow. Hyundai, you done did it again. And oh, by the way, there's the N-Grin boost in case you want to go faster because, you know, 600 horsepower on its own, not enough. You need to increase that rate of speed. You got to go faster. So you hit this button and, you know, you have a temporary boost of even more power because, again, why not? Everything is but a construct. Power, all of it, it's all fake, it's all great, it's whatever. This, oh my God, this thing is crazy, but we're gonna do it. Look how far up the Santa Fe is. We're gonna hit the N-Grin boost. Power boost is ready. And we're gonna let it rip. Oh, this thing's even faster than I thought. This thing is even faster than I thought. Bop, 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 bop. Over crest, into the right. Let's see how it does off camber. We're shifting down. We got the pops and bangs. And there it is. The Santa Fe, the soul sucker, the fun killer. The only thing that could make this IONIQ 5 a better driving experience is if it had the E-handle, the drift handle, that the Mustang has. That thing where you could just grip it here and just hang the tail out like this is some sort of rally car full-fledged, that would turn this thing to 11. I'm sorry guys, I wanted this to be a more productive review than it is, but this IONIQ 5 has just blown me away. The power, the simulated fun, everything is just dynamic. And Hyundai, you just created what is one of the coolest things I have ever seen. Ever. This is just like, I should not be having as much fun in a Hyundai SUV as I am. This thing's 66 G's. That is so much money. But after driving this, I don't care. I need it. I want it. I gotta have it. This is so good. Sure, I wish I had map pockets in the back seats. Yeah, I wish these weren't haptic. I wish they were physical buttons. Why not? I wish this screen was a little bit taller. But I wish this seat was power. I wish it wasn't, a manual seat, especially when you're spending $66,000. But who cares? Look at this power. Look at this power. The pops and bangs are just ridiculous, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the IONIQ 5N, and that was my best attempt at a short review. I'm going to talk to the fine folks at Hyundai, and hopefully we can get our hands on one of these for longer than just a couple minutes, because the people need to know more about this car than just a first drive review. I'm Money Shift. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.